People live their whole lives slaving away for money. They give their life to work, while they print trillions of dollars out of thin air for no other reason but because they can. If you do not see how you and your loved ones are being used for their energy, then you have not awakened. They program your minds with fear and hatred for one another. The news programs you with the same propaganda. Oh, the world is ending. It's World War III. Even social media does the exact same thing because fear sells. Perhaps that is what I am doing here and now. They market poison to your children. Look at fast food and candy, bright colors and happy faces that provide no value but a temporary sense of pleasure that quickly fades, and hours of uneasiness and tension and feeling sick. And we justify to ourselves that, oh, it's not a big deal. It is not a big deal because you have yet to put it into perspective. The system makes you sick with toxic food and then prescribes toxic medication to prolong your suffering. They use you and profit off of you every step of the way, from the moment we are born until the moment we die. And they have programmed you to be passive. The only thing that allows evil to thrive is for good people to stand by and do nothing. But you see, this system was designed this way on purpose, because it serves a specific purpose, and that is for those who are ignorant of their power, they will be a slave, and to those who have claimed authority over their power, they will be free. And so the price of ignorance is death. It is precisely because you do not know your true power that you allow it to be stolen from you. This is why some people in power, some elites, look at the masses like animals. They do move in herds because in groups we are stupid. We just follow the next person and hope they're not leading us off a cliff. And these elitists aren't always wrong, because all it takes is to review our own life and see how much time, how much energy do we waste on nonsense. We have this ultimate resource within us, the source of life, our energy, and we give it to things that provide no value. And so you can see how someone might justify enslaving another person because they have all this valuable energy within them and they're not using it properly, so I can use their energy better than they can. And if you don't think that some people think of you this way, then you have not awakened. You see, where these elitists go wrong is that the system is designed to make you forget. It is an illusion that keeps you from the truth. And so you have been set up for failure. But as with all demonic forces, they have no power of their own, so they have to steal your power. The system does not exist without your energy, and it can only take your energy with your consent. That is why the evil people in power have to get you to give away your freedom. They have to get you to give away your power freely and willingly. Some people are so slave-minded that they would rather have their masters eat their food for them so they don't have to waste energy in digesting it. People don't want to think for themselves. They don't want to act for themselves. They want everything taken care of for them, but the price they pay is their freedom. And so during these times, you have to ask yourself, on which side did you contribute? To the side of slavery or to the side of freedom? And it is not about going and protesting. It's not about going on social media and sharing your opinion. It is about the freedom that you experience within yourself. It is about your level of unconsciousness and ignorance of the truth. That nothing can take your power away from you without your consent, and that at any time you can take your power back by not allowing the fear in. And so the demons, they have to trick you. They have to get you to believe in a certain kind of reality in order to have control over you. The moment you take away your belief, the moment you take away your fear, you become free. But not that you become free, you realize that you were already always free. The moment you wake up to your true power, you can never be enslaved again. Because this God essence that you are, this consciousness, is transcendent. It is beyond all experiences. And so the moment you connect with this source within you, you are free forever. No matter what happens in this life. It is only when we get manipulated back into identifying with the mind and the body does the world now have jurisdiction over us. We believe things into existence. So why would you give your energy to things that do not serve you? It is not that you can go out and change the world, but that you change yourself, and by default, the world changes. It is not that you go and give freedom to others, but that you free yourself, and your very existence is a beacon of freedom. The war is fought within you, not in the world, because the outer reality is a reflection of what is within. So the matrix or the system has to make you a slave within yourself. It has to get you to become a slave of the mind. And the moment you are a slave to your mind, you are a slave to the system. And the moment you become free from your mind, you become free from the system. And if enough people become free, which is coming, the system will be forced to change, and we can create a more loving and harmonious world. We can transition from lower animalistic ego consciousness to a higher state of consciousness, where we don't take advantage of other people for our own material gain, because all the riches in the world are nothing but sand. They get washed away. They are inherently empty. But all the riches that are within you, these are everlasting. They are eternal. And so the mind, the forces of the demonic, have to take your attention and get you to focus on gathering worldly riches, to keep you away from recognizing the riches within you. This is the illusion, the way it was set up, that we must first become slaves before we can become free. We must first fall into darkness before we can make our way to the light. And the contrast that is experienced, that is life. We have no idea the power that one person can do to change the world. And you are a part of that equation. Because the moment that you allow the light within you to shine forth freely, other people have the opportunity to do the same. And like a wildfire, the light can spread across the whole earth, and in an instant, the world can change. But only if you take control of your mind and say, I will not give my energy and attention to things that do not serve me, to things that steal my energy. I will not allow the fear in. I will focus on the reality that I want to live. I will not focus on the problems. I will focus on the solutions. How many people do you think slave away their whole lives, work each and every day just to survive, just to make ends meet, and at the end of their lives have nothing to show for it? While those who caused the destruction of our economy are bailed out and given trillions of dollars, printed out of thin air. They destroy the economy, but who has to suffer that experience? Not the people at the top, but all the people at the bottom who are supporting everything. All the people who give their energy and their life to keep things going. And it's not at all that rich people are bad and that poor people are good. Don't get caught in the illusion that poor people are somehow morally superior. It is but a small number of evil people who use and consume and destroy. But their power is nothing compared to the light of the masses. So they have to get everybody to fall into darkness so that they can work in their wicked ways. You see, energy is the force of creation, the force of life. And so long as you are still living, you can create any life that you desire any reality, regardless of the external circumstances. Because the force of creation is flowing from you. Life is not happening to you, it is happening from you. And your mind is a tool to direct the flow of life, the flow of energy. So the entire quality of your life is determined by the quality of the things that you focus your attention on. This is how they make the masses a slave. They get your attention span to be unfocused, so you cannot direct the flow of life in any direction long enough to see any great results. And then they program you with fear, so the energy that you do have is stolen from you. And the more energy that you lack, the less power you have, and the more easily they can enslave you and everybody you love. Because without power, you cannot change. And so we give our permission to these demonic forces out in the world through allowing the fear in and allowing our attention to go down all of these negative directions. So we have to begin valuing this energy within us. The most valuable resource in all of existence is within you. And until you hold yourself in high regard, you will allow your time, attention, your energy to go down all of these different paths that don't serve you. And somebody else will come along, look at you and say, you are unfit for this gift. And they will take it from you and force you to live a life as a slave. You have the power of God within you. You can create any reality that you desire. But you have to take control of your mind and your focus. You have to reform your beliefs and your attitudes about the world. You have to believe that it is possible. And after a while, you won't even need belief because you will have understanding in your own power. You want to visualize a life that you want to live. Who do you want to become? What world would you like to see? And you begin following that. That is where you direct your mind and your focus, because that is what you will create. Just like if you water a garden long enough, fruit will begin to bear. But if you plant a garden and then take the water away, it will never survive long enough for anything to happen. So you have to clear away all of the nonsense. 95% of all the things that are stealing your attention and distracting you, that don't contribute to this life that you want to live. And you focus on the 1, 2, 3 things that bring you closest to this desired reality. And if you'd like to go all the way, you focus only on God. Because the more you focus on God, the more you realize that you are one with God. The light within you shines brighter and brighter and brighter. And people, when they meet you, when they hear you speak, they will have the opportunity to recognize God within themselves. And with enough people shining so brightly, it illuminates the darkness in which no demonic forces can play or work their wickedness. You have the power to create heaven on earth by becoming free from the negativity, free from the fear. Do not waste this precious gift that you have been given, or else it will be taken from you.